Jaya Jaya Sri Caitanya Jaya Nityananda
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya
Dvaita
Nityananda
Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai.
Jai
Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami ki jai.
Jai
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai
Samaveta Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai.
Jai
Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupaha Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama
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 Rama,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. Dear devotees, welcome to today's Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita reading. We are reading from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela Chapter 2, the ecstatic manifestations of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, this is the synopsis of the last 12 years' pastimes. In that we were reading, Mahaprabhu is speaking to Swarup Damodar Goswami and Ramananda Rai. And actually, Mahaprabhu is not an external consciousness. And then when he comes and in that separation from Krishna, he is reciting verses from Jagannath Vallabh Nataka. So in that, Srimati Radharani is speaking of her state, of her condition to her friends. And Mahaprabhu, while reciting those verses, he is opening up the ocean of grief, the gates that are the dam that is holding back that grief. He's just opening the gates and letting that grief come out like that. So he's speaking. And then for a moment he comes out to external consciousness and he sees Swarup Damodar Goswami and Ramananda Rai in front of him. And then at first he says, am I conscious? What's going on? And then what did I say? What craziness, did I exhibit? And saying like this, again he begins to recite a verse from so first he says that this is my condition, this is what I'm going through in my heart, and I'm letting you know what's going on. Now you decide whether what's going on is right or wrong. You please tell me honestly. And then again he recites another verse, how there is no love in this world, there's no true love, because if there is true love, then in separation one would not live. So I don't have any love for Krishna. And then yeah, I don't have any love for Krishna. um, um, but I'm crying, right? You see that I'm crying. Oh, that is just an exhibition of, it's a demonstration, right? An exhibition of demonstration of my good fortune. I'm just showing people how fortunate I am. It's not real. How can you say it's not real? Because if it were real, there would not be any, I would not be living. In separation, I would not be living. The fact that I'm living and I'm still maintaining this body like a love for Krishna, then what is the value of this life if I don't have Krishna's, because when you have love for Krishna, you need to have that association. If there's no association, you will die. So I'm living means there is no love. And without love, I'm living, then what's the value of this living? It's like the life of an insect, like a fly, worthless, and I'm still living like this. Mahaprabhu is expressing, and Swarup Damodar Goswami and Ramananda Rai are listening very attentively to what Mahaprabhu is saying. And then Mahaprabhu said, actually, I'm going to tell you shamelessly, right, what's going on with me. Let's see, the last couple of verses that we read. Actually, my love for Krishna, 46, is far, far away. Whatever I do is actually an exhibition of pseudo love of Godhead. When you see me cry, I am simply falsely demonstrating my great fortune. Please try to understand this beyond a doubt. Even though I do not see the moon-like face of Krishna as he plays on his flute, and although there is no possibility of my meeting him, still I take care of my body. That is the way of lust. In this way, I maintain my fly-like life. So then today's verse. Does it sound very depressing? Actually, this is the highest ecstasy. But yeah. Krishna prema sunirmala, jena shuddha ganga jala, se prema amritera sindhu, nirmala se anurage, nalukaya anya dage, shukla vastre yaiche masi bindu. Love for Lord Krishna is very pure, just like the waters of the Ganges. That love is an ocean of nectar. That pure attachment to Krishna does not conceal any spot, which would appear just like a spot of ink on a white cloth. Unalloyed love, purport. Unalloyed love of Krishna is just like a big sheet of white cloth. Absence of attachment is compared to a black spot on that white cloth. So attachment is like a white spot, like black spot, or an ink spot, blue, black, whatever. Having any attachment, sorry. Absence of attachment. Attachment to what? To Krishna. Because the previous verse said alambana. Alambana means union. Yes? The object of love and the subject, when they come together, that is called alambana. So if there is no eagerness for that union, that means there's no attachment, isn't it? So in pure love, there is eagerness for attachment. When there is no eagerness for that alambana, for that union, that means there is no love. That means it's not pure love. In pure love, there would be that eagerness. Like that. So, unalloyed love of Krishna is just like a big sheet of white cloth. Absence of attachment is compared to a black spot on that white cloth. Just as the black spot is prominent, so the absence of love of Godhead is prominent on the platform of pure love of Godhead. So you understand the point? Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying, I have no pure love for Krishna. Well, but you're crying and all that. Oh, don't pay attention to all those. If I actually had love for Krishna, so the point of this verse is pure love is, love for Krishna is very, very pure. It's very pure. That means it's like a white, clean white sheet. When you have a colored sheet with print and all that, then even if you have some spot here or there, you may not notice it because of all the print on it. But if it is just a plain white sheet, even there is a small spot of ink, immediately it becomes visible. So pure love or love for Krishna, because there's only love, right? Love means it is supposed to be pure. So love for Krishna is spotless. What is that spot? That spot is absence of attachment for Krishna. You understand? Absence of attachment for Krishna. You say, I love Krishna very much, but still you do so many other things. If you are attached at every moment, you are eager for Krishna. Every moment you are eager. That is pure love. And even for one moment that eagerness is not there, that appears like a black spot immediately. That is why bhakti is continuous. You don't find any gaps. We're talking about pure bhakti, pure love. Ananya bhakti means it is continuous. It's not that sometime you have and other times you don't have. No. When you talk of pure love, it is pure throughout. In sadhana bhakti also, in bhava bhakti, prema bhakti, there is love in every stage. Only it is not mature in the lower stages. It's not mature yet, but it's like Prabhupada gives the example of a mango. The mango is always a mango. When it is green, it is still a mango. If you just leave it on the plant, then soon it becomes ripened. But the quality of mango has to be there. It's not that, oh, now it is raw, it is green, so it need not be a mango. It is something else. No, it is mango. So love is always pure. It's not if it is impure, then you don't call it love. It is something else. It is something else. It is in the process of, right? You have not entered yet. You have not entered yet. So the point here is, it's like a pure love is like a white sheet. And it is, so that eagerness has to be there. That once you get faith, when you get this dhrida shraddha, then at every moment you are Krishna conscious. How? Even if you're aspiring, you're hankering to be Krishna conscious at every moment. If there is anything which is not Krishna conscious, then your mind will be like averse to it. Even if you are put into an atmosphere where there is no Krishna consciousness, your heart will be restless, looking for Krishna always. And this is not once in a while or sometimes. That is good. Once in a while, sometimes is still in the previous stages. But once you enter into pure love, it's continuous. You are at every moment you are eager for Krishna. Like Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Of course, different levels. Here Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is topmost, right? But that does not mean in lower stages sometimes you'll be eager. No. The intensity varies. The intensity varies of prema. There are different levels, degrees of intensity, but still it is pure love. So in sadhana bhakti, what is that eagerness? I have to do it. I have to be Krishna conscious because this is the highest goal of life. And Srila Prabhupada, this morning also I was listening. Again and again, Srila Prabhupada says, read. You read either Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Nectar of Devotion, Nectar of Instruction, Brahma Samhita. Read one book, no problem. Just read one book all the time. Or you read all the books, no problem, but keep reading. Why? Because that is keeping you in touch with Krishna consciousness, isn't it? So that eagerness has to be there, not that, oh, I've done my 16 rounds, so I'm done with my responsibility, now let me do something else. That is not yet, it's a start, but you have not entered into pure love. Pure love means, yes, I have done 16, what else can I do? What else can I do next? Maybe I'll do more. Okay, I don't have any seva right now. Then let me sit and chant because I want to be Krishna conscious at every moment. This love, right? So in the initial stages, so prema is love, bhava is bhava, right? It is all love, but different phases, right? Like, um, prema, so the example given in the scripture is like when you eat prasad, right? You're very, very hungry. You eat one morsel of food. Does that one morsel, what is the consequence of eating? When you eat, it nourishes your body, it gives you taste, some pleasure, and also it satisfies your hunger. That burning sensation in your stomach is satisfied when you eat, isn't it? So when you eat one morsel, does that one morsel have the capacity to reduce your hunger, to give nourishment to the body, to satisfy the desire for taste, right? To give that pleasure? Yes, it does. But does it satisfy you completely? If you're very hungry and you took one morsel of roti and sabji, right? It's giving you some taste. To a very small extent, it is even satisfying your hunger. And also, it is giving some nourishment. Certainly, it has those nutrients and the carbohydrates, proteins. It is giving that nourishment to your body to a small extent. But can you say, this is giving me, so I have eaten, I'm completely satisfied? No. You'll have to eat at least 15 or 20 such morsels. Then you'll feel, yes, now I'm satisfied. Now, like your hunger is mitigated. So similarly, just like that first morsel is also giving you some satisfaction, but you don't feel that yet. You don't feel that complete satisfaction by first morsel. You'll have to keep eating, and after a certain level, then you feel satisfied. Similarly, even in the sadhana bhakti stages, the bhakti that you do, it is like that first morsel, second morsel, like that. That is also prema only, but it's very small. So when it is in small quantity, you don't feel the result right away. I mean, you feel, but very small percentage you will feel. Certainly that is there, but it is not sufficient enough for you to get that satisfaction. So you have to keep doing it, and by doing that, gradually, you eat more and more, and finally you're satisfied. So your prema, your love, when you come to higher stages, right, then that's when that love blossoms and you can actually experience. So love at all stages, bhakti means it's love for Krishna at all stages. But in the initial stages, it's not yet ripened, it's not yet blossomed, and you don't experience that which is experienced in higher stages. But still, that determination is there, that faith is there, that this is all I have to do, I don't have to do anything else. That is there. So like this, it is continuous. What is the definition of pure devotional service? Anya abhilashita shunyam. First condition. You don't have any other desire. Jnana karma adi anavritam. That love is not interrupted by karma. I'm also doing bhakti, I'm chanting Hare Krishna, but I will do this vrata, I will do that puja, because otherwise, my in-laws will be unhappy, or otherwise not even in-laws will be unhappy. Sometimes you can do things to set example for others. Not because you are afraid of the consequences for yourself. Oh, my life will become miserable, therefore I will do. No, that's not the reason. Why should I disturb them? So it is all in the consciousness. It's not the act itself. It's why you do what you're doing. That's what is important. Bhavagrahi Janardana. What is the reason that you're doing it? That is important. If your reason is, oh, I don't want to get into trouble, then that's not yet pure devotional service. But if your reason is, uh, if they become upset with me, and because of getting upset with me, their progress on bhakti will be blocked. So let them become favorable to Krishna consciousness. For that, sometimes you may do some things, especially things which are not against devotional service. You have to be careful about that also. Not that you just keep making compromises. But otherwise, bhakti is uninterrupted by any type of karma or jnana. Jnana, karma, adi, anavritam. It is continuous. As soon as there is a break in your bhakti, like continuously you're chanting, continuously you're conscious of Krishna, continuously you are remembering Krishna. And as soon as there is a break, how do you get a break? You come out of that and then you do, like, sometimes you hear in Vrindavan there are some Babajis, they're in ecstasy, they're chanting, and then they need to take a break from that. So after all that crying and weeping and chanting, they put their beads aside, come outside, and now they smoke bidi to take a break from that. Is that continuous? That's not continuous. So I've done everything. Okay, I've done all my devotional service. Now let me watch a movie. Because I'm done with my responsibility for today. Let me watch a movie. Or let me go to the restaurant and eat something. This is not pure devotional service. Pure devotional service is not like a job that you go and you do and you come back. And then you have your other life there and some life in the temple and another life, private life. That's not pure devotional service. Pure devotional service means 24/7. It's a continuous line. So am I in pure devotional service? You judge. I mean, are you in pure devotional service? You judge for yourself. Am I in pure devotional service? I should judge myself. I have to be honest to myself. To what extent am I continuously trying to remember Krishna, trying to serve Krishna, trying to be in Krishna consciousness, either through words, activities, right, with my body or in my mind? It's fine, any one. But you're always like the rivers that are flowing towards the ocean. My consciousness is always running towards Krishna, or even if it is not going, I force. That's also pure devotional service. That's in the initial stages. Sadhana bhakti means mind goes here and there, you bring it back. Mind goes here and there, you bring it back. That's also pure devotional service because you have that determination. This is what has to be done. So you force yourself. That's also pure devotional service. You have a choice all the time whether you want to do, Maya is offering us at every moment alternatives. Let's chit chat, let's gossip about something. And then you say, no, instead of that, let me read something else. Let me move away from that situation and let me do this. Or, on the computer or on the phone, you get options. Oh, this shorts and that, what's the latest news? You can go there. You have that choice. Or you impose it on yourself. No, this has got nothing to do with Krishna consciousness. Let me do something else which falls in the category of Krishna consciousness. You have to make that choice. And when you make that choice, of course, dadami buddhi yogam tam. Krishna will give intelligence how to progress further. Options will come. But here the point is devotional, pure love means, of course, what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is speaking of here is like the highest, right? But I'm just talking from our level also. From our perspective also, I'm just explaining. But coming back to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saying pure love is like a white sheet. As soon as there is one black spot, immediately it becomes visible. Because the nature of love is, it is so pure and spotless. So what is Mahaprabhu saying? As soon as there is absence of eagerness for Krishna for one moment, when there is absence of eagerness, that's like a big spot. Immediately you see this is not pure anymore, right? You cannot say, oh, this is a nice white sheet. It's completely pure. There's just one spot on it, but most of it is white. This is pure. You can take. Will you buy such a sheet when you go to the shop? If there is one black spot, right? One black spot somewhere. No, you'll say no. Especially when you buy a white sheet. Why are you buying a white sheet? Because it looks so pure and white. So similarly, if it has one spot, you cannot call it pure anymore. So if there is one like lacking, absence of attachment to Krishna, if there is no eagerness for one moment, finished. It's not pure love. And it has already been established that if there is absence for a moment, you will die. So what is the test? So alambana is said. Alambana means union. You're connected. As soon as there is a separation, For a moment, as soon as there is separation, that means you cannot live. Then you can say, yes, this is pure love. You don't live, you die in that separation. Very high standard, isn't it? Very high standard. That's what Mahaprabhu is saying. So we should not make it, it's what we have been given. It's very, very high, supreme. So we shouldn't make it cheap, right? That like Jatomat Tatopad they say, right? Whatever you do, this is all pure bhakti. This is all, what I'm doing is also pure bhakti. I'm doing pure devotional service. This is the standard of pure love of Krishna. So now let's see where we are and where we have to go and how we can go there. By our endeavor, we are going to go. No way. It has to come down to us by mercy. Then what should we do? We have to beg. We have to beg, right? In the temple, after Aarti, the pujari gives Mahaprasad, like the flowers, Mahaflowers of the deity, garlands he gives. So many people are going and standing, like, Prabhu, Prabhu, for me, like that. So if you're not even asking, you're standing in the distance somewhere, what are the chances that the pujari will give it to you? He will see the eagerness. Prabhupada also says, the duck that quacks most gets the food. When there's a bunch of ducks in a pond, right? When you go with food, they all come quack, 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 quack. The one that quacks most, oh, it's very eager, then that one will get. It's nature. So those who are eager, those who want this mercy, they're always waiting. When will I get that mercy? And they don't settle for anything else. Oh, okay, while the mercy is coming, meanwhile, let me do something else. You don't get. But somebody who's eagerly waiting all the time, right, for that mercy, like Chatak bird is another example, waiting for the water from the spring cloud or autumn cloud, one of the two. The water, it's waiting. It won't drink water from the ground. It'll be parched. It might even die, but it won't take water from the ground. It will only take water that comes directly from the sky. It's a real bird in nature. It'll wait for that. So like that, a devotee, that's what we have to do. We have to wait for that mercy to get that pure love. Not that artificially we just fool ourselves and also try to fool the world that I'm already a pure devotee. You may be able to fool a few people, huh? Or you may be able to fool all the people for some time, or a few people all the time. And you'll be fooling yourself by that. Where are you going to go ultimately? So let's be honest. And that's why devotional service is scientific. We have to understand it scientific. It's a science. It's not just some fairy tale or some play. It is serious. Huh? And this is a science. This is how it is. These are the symptoms. So if I want this, then how much I have to be committed, right? So let's continue. Love for Lord Krishna is very pure, just like the waters of the Ganges. That love is an ocean of nectar. That pure attachment to Krishna does not conceal any spot. That means there is no absence of attachment anywhere. At every moment, there is attachment and eagerness, which would appear. So if there is an absence, immediately that will be spotted as a spot of ink on a white cloth. Okay. Srila Prabhupada is saying, just as the black spot is prominent, so the absence of love of Godhead is prominent on the platform of pure love of God. Immediately it will be seen. Shuddha prema sukha sindhu, paitara eka bindu, se bindu jagata dubaya, kahi bara yogya noi, tatha baule koi, kohile va keba pati aya. Okay. Unalloyed love of Krishna is like an ocean of happiness. Unalloyed love of Krishna is an ocean of happiness. If someone gets one drop of it, the whole world can drown in that drop. If one person gets a drop of pure love, see how in this world you have some experience of diamonds, right? Diamonds are rare and they're very, very valuable. So this pure bhakti, it's rare. It's not cheap. It's not like, you know, uh, like cheap beads or something that you can get so many for less price. It's very, very rare. Very rare. If one person could get, and this love is like what? It's like an ocean. It's an ocean. Love is like an ocean of bliss. If one person gets a drop of this love, then in that one drop, the entire world can be drowned. Like Srila Prabhupada. He drowned the whole world, isn't it? And in such a short time. So it's very rare. The point is, it's very, very rare and it's very, very pure and most valuable, very powerful. One drop of that love in one person can drown the entire world in that one drop. That means you can just make the whole world blissful. One person who has this pure love can make the entire world blissful. Unalloyed love of Krishna is like an ocean of happiness. If someone gets one drop of it, the whole world can drown in that drop. It is not befitting to express such love of Godhead. Yet, a madman must speak. But even though he speaks, no one believes him. So, something which is valuable, what do you do? Do you just carry it around on the street? Do you show everyone? From experience? Nowadays, not nowadays, even many years ago, I heard, in Delhi there were some you know general people, so they say they never wear gold jewelry outside, even like small earrings also they don't wear gold. Why? Because there's always fear of danger, so they always wear only like cheap jewelry. They have, but they keep it locked up in their lockers somewhere, but they don't wear it. That means something which is valuable, you keep it hidden because you want to protect it, isn't it? So now this love of God is so pure, so pure, one drop can drown the entire world. So it is not appropriate that you show this love to everyone. You understand? It's not appropriate that you just show it to everyone. Still, one who has this love, he becomes mad. He becomes mad actually. Uttama Bhagavat, Uttama Bhakta's symptoms. He appears like a crazy person to everyone. He really appears like, like you see an ordinarily mentally deranged person, like no clothes on his body, he's talking something, laughing loudly, screaming, falling down. Uttama Bhakta acts like that. Acts means his consciousness is somewhere else. But to an ordinary person, ordinary means material person, he appears like a crazy man. So Mahaprabhu is saying, actually, this love is so pure that it is not to be exhibited. But a crazy man, what he will not say, what will he hide? He'll just tell everything. So therefore, it is said, that's how it is known. It is not befitting to express such love of Godhead, yet a madman must speak. But even though he speaks, no one believes him. A madman, this Uttama Bhakta speaks, but people think, oh, he's just a madman. They don't take him seriously. But actually, it's being revealed. So that is why this is actually a protection, right? Naham prakasha sarvasya yogamaya samavritah. Krishna is not revealed. Mudoyam nabhijanati. To the foolish, he is not revealed. Even though he is telling everything, nobody believes. Uttama Bhakta speaks and he shows, reveals, but people think it's craziness. Actually, it shouldn't be said, but because this devotee is, what will a madman not say? So he'll say. But others will think, oh, it's just craziness. They won't believe it like that. So who is speaking all this? Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He is speaking to whom? Ramananda Rai and Swarup Damodar Goswami about his condition. এই মত দিনে দিনে স্বরূপ রামানন্দ সনে নিজ ভাব করে ন বিদিতা বাহিয়ে বিষদ জ্বালা হয় ভিতরে আনন্দময় কৃষ্ণ প্রেমারা অদ্ভুত চরিতা. In this way, Lord Chaitanya used to revel. What is revel? Revel means enjoying like anything, reveling, right? Revel. So in this way, Lord Chaitanya used to revel in ecstasy day after day. So that is why I said, does it sound very depressing, right? When you hear, oh, such separation from Krishna, and and verse after verse after verse, we've been reading day after day after day. It seems to be, my God, it's so depressing for, like it's so sad. But actually, externally, it appears to us like it is, he's suffering like anything. But what is actually going on inside? He is reveling in ecstasy. He is enjoying like anything. That we cannot understand. Only someone on that state can understand. Like the other day we were reading in Srimad Bhagavatam that in the spiritual world, jealousy also gives you transcendental bliss. Anger gives transcendental bliss. Grief gives transcendental bliss. How can grief give you bliss? That happens on the transcendental platform, like this, right? In separation, he's in grief, but that grief is giving so much ecstasy. In this way, Lord Chaitanya used to revel in ecstasy day after day and exhibit these ecstasies before Swarupa and Ramananda Rai. Externally, there appeared severe tribulation, right? Severe suffering. Like your heart would break seeing the condition externally. There appeared severe tribulation, as if he were suffering from poisonous effects. But internally, he was experiencing such heights of bliss. This is characteristic of transcendental love of Krishna. এই প্রেমা আস্বাদনা তপ্ত ইক্ষু চর্বণ মুখজ্জ্বলে না যায় ত্যজনা সেই প্রেমা যার মনে তার বিক্রম সেই জানে বিষামৃতে একত্র মিলনা. If one tastes such love of Godhead, this type, if one tastes such love of Godhead, he can compare it to hot sugar cane. Has anyone taken hot sugar cane? I have not, but I have heard. If one tastes such love of Godhead, he can compare it to hot sugar cane. When one chews hot sugar cane, his mouth burns, yet he cannot give it up because there's so much pleasure in it. Even the mouth is burning, but you're getting so much pleasure from that. So one cannot give it up. Similarly, if one has but a little love of Godhead, he can perceive its powerful effects. It can only be compared to poison and nectar mixed together, right? So if you have this love, what is your condition? It's like burning. But at the same time, the taste is so addictive, right? You cannot give it up. You cannot give it up. Like hot sugar cane. So it's like poison and nectar mixed together. The nectar is it's just drawing you to, you cannot give it up. It's so delicious. But at the same time, when you come for it, you have to bear the poison. And that's when you'll get the nectar. This is love of Godhead. As they say, it's not cheap, right? It's not a cheap bargain. You have to pay the price. But then what you get is invaluable, right? If one tastes such love of Godhead, he can compare it to hot sugar cane. When one chews hot sugar cane, his mouth burns, yet he cannot give it up. Similarly, if one has but a little love of Godhead, one drop, he can perceive its powerful effects. What type of bliss you get from that? Only the person who has it will know. And he cannot give it up, no matter what tribulations. It can only be compared to poison and nectar mixed together. People try to compare, all these things to mundane love affairs, and they make songs and poetry. Oh, love is this and that. But unfortunately, there's no such experience in mundane love. It's just, it's like, you know, reading all this, you think, oh, it must be like this, and it's nothing. It's nothing. It's like lust and love are two different things. One is gold and one is iron. What you see in this world is lust. However selflessly they may portray it to be, it's not love, it's lust. Lust is like iron, love is like gold. What is the difference between lust and love? Atmendriya priti vancha taranam kama. Your desire is to fulfill your own senses. Even your mind, you find satisfaction when that person takes. You find satisfaction. You're doing it for your satisfaction. It is lust. Krishnendriya priti vancha dhare premnam. But if your desire is to please Krishna's senses, that is prema. Only Krishna, not the object of my love. That's how they show in this world, isn't it? I love my girlfriend, so I'm ready to sacrifice anything for her. Let her be happy. So this is pure love. No, it is not. The definition of love is Krishnendriya priti vancha dhare premanam. When you do it for the satisfaction of Krishna, then only it is love. For yourself or for someone else's satisfaction, if you do, it is not love, it is lust. On what authority I am saying this? On the authority of Shastra. Shastra. Okay, so I think we should stop here. We'll continue tomorrow. Big verse tomorrow. Okay. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you so much. Mangalarti time for me.
Hare Krishna, Mother.